Stardom Twist, and welcome to my recap and review of this year's Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. If you enjoy WWE content like this and discussions about wrestling and Monday Night Raw recap and reviews, subscribe to the channel and like the video for more, and also share the video to other wrestling fans. Now let's get into the first match of the night, which is the Women's Royal Rumble. The Rumble starts off with Charlotte Flair. She is number 1. And interesting enough, Alexa Bliss is number 2. So they first start off in the match, they making it seem like they're going to fight, but then they don't. They turn around and they wait for the next person, and it ends up being Kiana James. Kiana James is in a team with Julia, and they're going to be fighting Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I'm pretty sure next Monday for the tag team titles. So Kiana James is now fighting with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. And then the fourth person to come out is Nia Jax. So Nia Jax is in the match. She's tearing down everyone. Fifth, we get Ivy Nile. And then we get, in sixth, we get an interesting person who's not on the main roster. We get Lola Vice from NXT. Good to see her in the Rumble. She's a fan favorite from NXT. Seven, we get Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae, who's the wife of Johnny Gargano. She's in this match now. And then we get a juggernaut. With 8, we get Jordynne Grace in the match, and she's knocking down, tearing down everybody. She ends up getting rid of Lola and Candice in the match, and also then eliminates Ivy Nile in the match. Now, after that, we have a spot where Charlotte and Nia Jax are fighting. Alexa Bliss gets involved. Then they're both on the apron. Nia Jax and Bliss are both on the apron. Charlotte ends up booting Nia Jax. That ends up hitting Alexa Bliss off too. So she eliminates both Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Ninth up, we get the man, Becky Lynch. She pops off, has a little confrontation with Charlotte. And then we get another surprise, number 10. We get from NXT as well, Sol Ruca, another big fan favorite in NXT. And she ends up being one of the longest people in the match. So good for her, with her first matchup. Then we get Roxanne Perez in the ring, beefing around with other people at 11. Then 12th, we get Maxine Dupri. And she obviously gets in the ring, starts fighting off with Becky Lynch. They have back and forths. Then Natty, not Natalya, Natty at 13 comes out. Obviously, they have the little triple threat beef between her, Maxine, and Becky. They fight around, but it leads up to Maxine being eliminated by Becky because she was dealing with Natty. And then Becky Lynch ends up getting eliminated by Natty, which surprised me. I didn't think she was going to be out that quick in the match. At 14, we get Liv Morgan, a big favorite to win the match. She gets involved in the ring. Now she's with Roxanne. They team up to fight off people. And then 15, we get Lash Legend, who doesn't have the help from Nia Jax to fight up, but she knocks down everybody. She takes care of a lot of people in the match, actually eliminating Jordynne Grace from the match. So she won't be fighting Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. After that elimination, we get Zelina Vega at 16. She's now in the match. And then at 17, we get Raquel Rodriguez. Now we have all 3 women in the Judgment Day. She comes in at 17. And Raquel ends up eliminating Kiana James after Kiana James was on the apron fighting off Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. At 18, you must pledge your allegiance. Chelsea Green is now in the match, and she has comedy spots involving her and her security detail, Alba Fire. She's getting pulled in by the ring by the Judgment Day. Judgment Day end up eliminating Alba Fire, even though she's not a participant in the match. And then 19, we get with Julia. Julia's now in the match, and she's getting in the match with no help as well because Kiana James got eliminated early. Then we get into the we get Io Sky at 20. Io Sky is popping out. She instantly gets into it, fighting off with Julia. At 21, we get Asuka, and then Asuka's now in the ring. And I was surprised at first. I was like, I thought Kairi Sane was going to be with her. I thought Kairi Sane was going to be like her manager. But we get no Kairi Sane. And they all have a triple standoff. Asuka, Julia, and Io, probably because they went for like, these are the top women from Japan, from Stardom to WWE. They have their little standoff. They have a fighting back and forth. And then at 22, we get Rhea Ripley. She's coming out to help Io out. Then we get to some eliminations now. We get Zelina getting eliminated by Julia, and then Chelsea. And then Chelsea gets eliminated by Rhea, and then Roxanne gets eliminated by Rhea. After that elimination, we get Bayley in the match at number 23. She instantly starts fighting off with Rhea Ripley. 24, we get another NXT member. We get the women's champion in NXT, 24, JC Jane, the rock star, as Booker T calls her. She's into the match. She knocks down everybody in the match. She has a cool spot there. And then Natty gets eliminated by Liv with she does an oblivion from the other side of the apron, which looks funny. But she's eliminated. And then we get at 25, we get Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella is out. She gets into the match, fighting people off. 26, we get the Bird Lady, Lyra Valkyria. Now she has some assistance for Bayley at 26. She ends up eliminating Julia out the match. 27, Kalani Jordan, who is another NXT competitor. I think that's about four NXT competitors in the match. That's pretty cool to see. Kalani's in the match. She goes off with a lot of acrobatics, cartwheeling, elbows into people. Then at 28, we get Kairi. Okay, so Kairi is actually in the match. From the way they talked about the match and like the promo, they made it seem like she wasn't in the match. So I thought she was gonna be like her manager and then finding a ways to like Asuka win the match, but that's not the case. Kairi Sane is now in the match and now she's helping out Asuka. But then we get to a segment with Asuka and Io fighting, and Io ends up throwing Asuka over the rope. She's holding on to the rope, and then Asuka and Kairi start fighting. Kairi accidentally hits Asuka down, and Asuka is now eliminated out the match. And then Kairi is like, oh my gosh, and at least the Io eliminating Kairi out the match. At 29, it's Brie mode. Brie Bella was a great surprise. Brie Bella is now back. She's Nikki Bella's twin sister, if you don't know. And they get into the match, instantly start doing tag team moves, have a big hug in the middle. And at number 30, it's Tiffany Stratton. That means no AJ Lee. So why is CM Punk in Saudi Arabia if AJ Lee's not there? And also no Bianca Belair. What's going on with her hand, man? I hope she got the surgery because, man, it's going to be a year now if she's not back at Elimination Chamber. She might miss WrestleMania, which is insane. But Tiffany Stratton to the match, knocks everyone down, lets them know it's Tiffy time. Then we get to a spot where JC Jane is fighting Kalani. She throws her out the ring and then says, you don't belong here, go back to NXT. That leads to Sol Ruka hitting the Soul Snatcher on JC and eliminating her outside the ring. Then we get a spot with the Bellas fighting off Lash Legend. They both get eliminated by Lash. Charlotte Flair gets eliminated by Lash. And Charlotte was one of the longest people in the match. I'm pretty sure she's the Iron Woman of the match. After eliminating Charlotte, they're all fighting in the ring. And then we have a segment where Io Sky and Lash Legend are fighting. Rana's Lash Legend outside to the ring, and now they're all holding on to the ropes of the ring. Io's trying to grab Lash leg to get her out. Lash picks her leg up, boots Io Sky, and now she's eliminated out the match, and that surprised me. I expected Lash Legend to be dominant, but I didn't expect her to dominate the top woman in the match. So they're putting some trust into her. After that, obviously Rhea Ripley is pissed. They end up having a standoff with Lash, and multiple women keep trying to get involved, but Rhea just knocks them all down. They ended up fighting back and forth. Even Raquel started getting involved into the thing, but Rhea Ripley ends up eliminating Lash Legend out the match. But Rhea Ripley gets eliminated by Raquel, and as she's eliminated, Liv Morgan comes out of nowhere and eliminates Raquel at the match. So we got a little beef going on in the Judgment Day now. Raquel's obviously gonna have a problem with that. That brings us on to the final three of the match. We have Liv Morgan versus Sol Ruka versus Tiffany Stratton. They all fight back and forth, and they end up hitting their moves all on each other in their signature moves. Prettiest moonsaults, soul snatchers, oblivions. They end up on the apron though. They're both holding on to the rope on the apron. They find a way to get back up. They're fighting on the apron, and for some reason Sol Ruka tries to go for a soul snatcher on the apron, and I'm thinking in my head, where is she going to land to be able to still be in the match? She goes for the soul snatcher though. Tiffany ends up throwing her outside the ring. She's eliminated, and then Tiffany and Liv are now fighting on the apron. Liv fights back and ends up landing oblivion on the apron, throws Tiffany out, and Liv Morgan is your 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner. It was a funny spot where she was doing a little point at the sign thing, but she took a while to point, and the ref was at the bottom. He said, point at the sign, point at the sign. She points at the sign, the big pyro. I give that match a 4-star Rumble, 4 out of 5-star Rumble. Pretty funny, pretty entertaining. There was a lot of people in the match at all times. I thought that was pretty interesting. Usually they try to keep it small, but women's status are building higher and higher between like the competitors that are all becoming top women. So it was pretty evenly matched. I really enjoyed the match, but I wonder Obviously, that means Liv is going for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I don't know if Stephanie's going to be the champion. Maybe Raquel will win the belt. Next up, we get AJ Styles versus the Ring General Gunther. And this match is a stipulation is if AJ Styles loses, he must retire. We get into the match off. We get into a tie-up by Gunther. AJ flips it around, turns into an arm rich into a headlock. They end up getting thrown down into a headlock, but he's still holding on to him. They get back up. AJ instantly goes for the leg kicks because he loves to do the calf crusher. But after that leg kick, he goes into another headlock. He gets Irish whipped by Gunther. He tries to go for a basement drop kick to the knee. Gunther gets out the way. They have a little face-off. AJ gets right back into it, getting Gunther into the corner, hitting him with chops. But then Gunther fights back into hitting him with a headlock. And then as they're in the headlock, Gunther Irish whips AJ. They have the spot where he does the leapfrog over him, drops down right into an AJ Styles pristine drop kick. Gunther gets right back though. He gets back up, chops the daylights out of AJ Styles. He ends up being near the edge of the ring, and then AJ ends up getting booted outside by Gunther. That leads into a spot where Gunther does the Randy Orton back suplex to AJ on the announce table and ends up throwing him into the ring post. And as you can see, when AJ hits the announce table, he has a cut on his arm, so he starts bleeding outside his arm. He goes back into the ring to let the ref count. He goes right back outside again, throws him to the barricade, and then he throws him back into the ring and starts stomping on AJ. We get back into the ring. He Irish whips AJ. They have a back and forth, but he lifts him up with a back body drop, and Gunther hits him with a big low kick to AJ while he's on the ground. Gunther then clotheslines AJ, but then tries to hit another move on AJ, but it gets reversed into a Pele kick from AJ. Now AJ's doing his comeback, does the sliding drop kick into the corner clothesline where he jumps up, dives, and then that leads into the Ushikaroshi fireman's carry slam onto his knee. And AJ's trying to get the match over. It goes for the Styles Clash, but that gets reversed because Gunther is scorpion kicking AJ in the head, and then he ends up clotheslining him out of desperation, but that gets a kick out from AJ. Now Gunther is trying to get the momentum back again. He starts chopping the daylights out of AJ again, but AJ finds a way to flip it around into a calf crusher. He's landing the calf crusher on Gunther, but Gunther ends up grabbing the ropes. Gunther instantly tries to get back the momentum, jumps up, hits AJ with a dinosaur kick, picks him up for a power bomb. Boom. 1, 2, kick out from AJ. He's phenomenal. He has to kick out. Gunther's obviously pissed. Gets back to doing chops. That leads to AJ fighting back, hitting him with a big low kick right into another calf crusher. But then that calf crusher gets turned into a sleeper hold, which AJ flips over to his back, flips over to have Gunther on his back, goes for a pin. He flips out of that on AJ sleeper hold, where he's doing a sleeper hold of Gunther. But then that gets turned into another sleeper hold from Gunther. AJ gets tired of that, gets up, throws Gunther into the outside, and then gets on the spring and does a springboard forearm to Gunther on the outside. We get back inside the ring. Gunther's fighting back. He lifts up AJ on the corner to go for a superplex. AJ drops down below where Gunther's legs is, goes for a power bomb. Gunther reverses out of the power bomb attempt at first, but AJ picks him back up again and slams it with a power bomb. AJ now bringing back the clock, goes on the apron, does a springboard 450 into a Styles Clash. 1, 2, kick out. The ring general not going. AJ goes to the top, tries to go for the phenomenal forearm. He jumps, he gets caught, gets hit into a sleeper hold, but then AJ fights back out of it and hits him with a sleeper hold. That leads to Gunther running off to the corner. He ends up getting involved with the ref. Big low blow from Gunther, which gives him the advantage to hit the powerbomb on AJ. 1, 2. He's phenomenal. It ain't no 3. He's phenomenal. Gunther is pissed. He gets AJ into the corner. Big chops, boots him. So many times that the ref has to count him down to almost disqualify him and then push him back to make sure if AJ's quitting or not. He does that multiple times, but then AJ gets the energy back. He fights off with Gunther. Forearms. Get into the corner. Forearms. AJ tries to go for the phenomenal forearm again. He gets caught, though, into a sleeper hold. Fighting the sleeper. He's fighting the sleeper. He gets back up. Gets back into the sleeper again. Fading. Arm goes limp. He lifts it up. The ref lifts it up. That is the finish. 4.5-star match. I really enjoyed this match. But Gunther wins. And as far as we know, AJ Styles is retired. AJ Styles has a spot in the ring after the match where he takes his gloves off. He's about to put him down. Can't do it though. He puts them back on, shows the logo on the gloves, then walks outside. Man, I don't know why AJ doesn't want to have one more WrestleMania match. I get that he debuted 10 years ago at the Rumble, but I won't understand not wanting to get that WrestleMania check. But other than that, Gunther is now retired. Another person. That's 3 now. Even though technically the other 2 people he retired were going to retire regardless of the decision. But yes, Gunther beats another legend. Next up, we get the WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre, the champion, versus the challenger, Sami Zayn, who has the hometown crowd advantage. You know, he is a Muslim. He's in Saudi Arabia. You know, Mecca is there. There are a lot of it's a Muslim country, so he's feeding off the energy of the people. We instantly get into a tie-up from them, and it leads to them going to the ref, separates them in the corner. Drew tries to punch Sami, but Sami reverses out of that, hits him with a big chop. We get into another headlock by Drew, Irish whipping Sami, hits him with a big shoulder block to knock him down. That leads to Drew chopping Sami, but Sami fights back from that. He starts chopping back at Drew, but Drew hits him with a big chop to knock Sami down on the ground. Then starts to hit him with ground and pound, big punches on the ground, and then stomps on him. They even picks up Sami off the ground from a floor suplex, slams him to the ground. He went for a pin. He kicked out of it, and now Sami gets the momentum back by punching Drew. He gets on the middle rope, goes for the middle rope axe handle. And then clotheslines Drew outside the ring. That leads to Sami getting high wrist, goes for the front flip over the top rope. He lands it, but when he lands it, he grabs his back. He's like, ah! He hurts his back, and that leads into a catalyst of the match. Sami has a bad lower back throughout the rest of the match. Drew gets up. He stops the ref helping him, slams him multiple times on the apron, and then gets him back into the ring. And then he hits him with a big backbreaker, and then throws him into the turnbuckle. He then starts chopping at the bits to Sami, punches him, and then ends up turning around to a tilt-a-whirl. It's when you do a full spin like it's a hurricanrana, but you slam him. But he did it as a backbreaker, and we get into a pin. 1, 2, kick out from Sami. He's still showing heart. That leads to Drew now trying to do more damage to the back. He picks up Sami, goes for the superplex, but Sami fights back after he punches Drew back and does a sunset powerbomb. So he jumps over Drew while holding him, powerbomb him on the ground, but he has a weak pin attempt because of the back. 1, 2, kick out from Drew. Sami's trying to get his comeback in. He's trying to get right. He tries to go for the Blue Thunder Bomb, picks him up, but he can't. He hurts it. He hurt his back, so he can't really do it. So Drew takes advantage of that, hits Sami with a big neck breaker from the back. Drew trying to get the Claymore ready. He goes to 3, 2, 1. Tries to go for the Claymore. A standing boot from Sami to stop that. Then he actually gets the Blue Thunder Bomb. Boom. 1, 2. Kick out from Drew. But they have, since Sami's hurt, they have a double down, but they both get up. That leads to Drew going for the Claymore again. Sami dodges out of it, gets into a roll-up pin. 1, 2, another kick out from Drew. Drew's had enough though. They're fighting. That leads to Sami trying to climb on the top rope. Drew has enough, gets up there, fights off on him, and then steals a move from Sheamus. Does the top rope corner white noise. It's like when you have a fireman's carry, but you're holding the back, and you land on your back. 1, 2, another kick out from Sami. You know, his people are giving him the energy to keep kicking out. That leads to Drew going for one of his old finishing moves, Future Shock DDT. It's like when you hold an underhand DDT and go down with it like a DDT, but that gets reversed. It flips around. Sami tries to do it a backslide to get him over, but his back hurts, and then Drew finds a way to flip it over again. He flips it around and ends up doing a Future Shock DDT. He does that 3 times, but Drew goes for a lackadaisical cover, even though you think he'd be over. 1, 2. He lifts up his shoulder to get the kick out. Even after all the Future Shock DDTs, Sami's still fighting back. He tries to go for the exploder slam onto Drew on the corner, but it gets reversed by Drew. He ends up clotheslining Sami 3 times in the corner. As he's going for another corner clothesline, Sami tries to go for a haluva kick, but that gets reversed into a Claymore by Drew. That's got to be it. He goes for the lackadaisical pin on Sami. 1, 2, leg on the rope. And now Drew's pissed. He's yelling at the ref. The ref is like, I'm just doing my job. I do the pin. You do your job. He walks away. Haluva kick out of nowhere. Sammy gets the kick on it while he's distracted. 1, 2, kick out, man. Drew's still in the match. And now Drew is pissed. They're fighting back and forth. They end up going outside the ring. Drew lifts up Sammy. Big ass powerbomb on the announce table. He gets Sammy back in the ring. He keeps telling him to give up, man. Do it for your son. Give up. You can't do this. Punching him, slapping him back and forth. Sammy gets the energy, gets up, boom. Exploder into the corner. Tries to go for the Claymore. Exploder into the corner. He tries to go for the Haluva kick, but he gets Claymored by Drew. Drew doesn't pin him yet, though. He tells Sammy to get back up again. Claymore. 1, 2, 3. Drew retains the championship. I give this match a 4-star. I wish it would have been a little bit more back and forth with Drew and Sammy. You know, we know Sammy's the underdog, and also I see a lot of people saying Sammy not the underdog because he's always in these top matches. You're the underdog because you don't win. Like he wins other matches, right? He'll beat the mid-card guys. When it comes to the top tier guys, he always loses to them. So he's still an underdog. But overall, Drew retains. I wonder what his next challenger is going to be for the Elimination Chamber, and I wonder what's next for Sammy now that he lost the big one once again. Now we are on to our main event of the evening. It is the Men's Royal Rumble. And a little controversy before the Rumble. Last Friday on SmackDown, a team Fraxium were having their entrance, and Braun Breaker popped up with him being number 1. So that led to a whole controversy of build that Braun Breaker was in number 1 to Rumble. That led to a segment during the countdown of the Royal Rumble. I did not watch it, but I saw a clip during the Royal Rumble. That led to Paul Heyman fighting with Adam Pearce about Braun being revealed. That led to a new number 1, which ended up being Oba Femi. Oba Femi starting off the Royal Rumble. He's number 1. And now Braun Breaker's number 2 instead of being number 1. Braun Breaker comes down to the ring with Paul Heyman. And a masked man appears. He beats up Braun Breaker, hits him with the stomp. The man with the mask has a little beard right there. I don't know what that is. Could be Finn, but he didn't have a tattoo on his hand, so I don't know. Finn with the stomp. He rolls him to the ring. Oba Femi obviously takes advantage of it. Clotheslines Braun Breaker outside the ring, and now Braun is now the first elimination from the Rumble. Surprising. I don't know how to feel about that decision. But let's move on right now. And then we get Solo Sikoa into the match. He's number 3. He starts fighting back and forth with Oba. And then on number 4, we got Rey Mysterio. And I am so happy and glad to say this. He brought back the pants. He had the baggy pants on. I didn't care about anything anymore at this. Rey brought back the baggy pants back, some cool green ones. He got the pants back. They're having a back and forth fight with him, Solo, and Oba. Now, Rusev at number 5 is now into the match, and he gets eliminated easily by Oba Femi. All the way to Saudi Arabia to get eliminated. Then Solo gets eliminated by Oba, and then Rey gets eliminated by Oba. So Oba is now in the ring by himself. He's dominating everyone. That leads to Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder. If you don't know the name Matt Cardona. Zack Ryder's now into the ring now. They're fighting back and forth. And before the 10-second count, like around the 10-second count, Oba Femi eliminates Zack Ryder out the ring. That leads down to number 7, which is Damian Priest. And Damian Priest is not like the other guys before us. He does not get eliminated easily. He has a good back and forth brawl with Oba Femi. And it leads to that boy Bouncy at 8. Javon Evans is in the ring. He comes down. Super back and forth acrobatics to both competitors. Number 9, we get Mr. Iguana with Layeska, his iguana, and they get down to the ring. That's why he have these back and forth comedy spots in the ring at 9. And then we get Mr. Whoop That himself. Whoop That Trick. We get at number 10, Trick Willie, and he runs into the ring with the fur coat on. The all-white fur coat. He gets to the ring and ends the fun. He eliminates Mr. Iguana outside the equation. And then at number 11, which is surprising, we get Melanin in my soul, Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare is now in the match. He fights off everybody in the match, has a good back and forth with Oba Femi before we get to number 12, which is El Grande Americano. He comes out to the ring with Rayo and Bravo. They stay back at the stage. He comes down and he has a little fight with Javon back and forth. And we lead to 13. And it says the original El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. You know, he has a beard now. He's getting down to the ring, and then him and both Americanos do the Spider-Man spot where they point at each other like, oh, they have that little fun spot right there. But both Americanos end up getting eliminated by Trick Willie. But Trick is then fighting Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes lands the crossroads on Trick Willie, eliminates him outside the ring. Then on 14, we get the debut of Powerhouse Hobbs. He's not Powerhouse Hobbs anymore. He's if you don't know who Powerhouse Hobbs is, he's a guy from AEW. He just ended his contract with them. Now he's in the WWE as Royce Keys. That is his name. He has a good standoff, fighting off with people, and he ends up having a standoff with Damian Priest. And ends up eliminating Damian Priest outside the match. We get to 15. We get one of the a second member from the Division. We get Austin Theory. Theory's in the match. He's fighting off of people, and another ally at 16 is Bronson Reed. They tag team, start fighting off against people in the match. And then 17, we get Ilya Dragunov. He's in the match, fighting extremely hard, big chops, elbows. He gets in the match and instantly starts fighting with Cody Rhodes. And I'm thinking in my head, that would be a fire match to see. And then we get another surprise in the match. We get La Parka from AAA, Triple A. La Parka is an iconic character in wrestling. He instantly gets in the ring, fights all people, dancing while he's whooping everyone's ass in the match, which is cool to see. And 18, we get another luchador. We get Dragon Lee in the ring. He's fighting off with people. 19, we get the last member of the Vision. We get Logan Paul himself. Now he's teamed up with the Vision, and now they're all causing havoc, fighting other people in the ring. They ended up eliminating Royce Keys out the ring. Bronson Reed did that, and then La Parka gets eliminated by Austin Theory because Bronson Reed is holding La Parka up. Austin Theory gets up, kicks him outside the ring, and then Dragon Lee gets eliminated by Bronson Reed after that. Then at 21, we get the return of LA Knight. He instantly gets in the ring and instantly starts fighting off with the Vision because they are the ones that injured him, and that lets him have the little break he had to take. He instantly gets into eliminating Theory outside the match, and then he eliminates Bronson Reed all by himself outside the match. And then we get 22, we get Brock Lesnar into the match. He gets into the match, knocks down everybody in the ring, and then we have our first face-off with Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. I came to play the play. It's a price to play. Tell them you didn't get out on your knees, did they? The Miz comes out at 23, and he low-key almost interrupts the big meaty men standoff. He's about to slide, and he goes, wait a second. Y'all got that. Y'all got that. At least the other guys that were knocked down by them to start jumping Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, and that's when the Miz finally gets back into the ring. And then you get to a spot where Brock and Obafemi are fighting off everybody they were fighting, and we get to a spot of Ilya, who's an insane person who really loves pain, chopping Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's no-selling all of them. He getting chopped. He's going, and he goes, ah! He throws Ilya outside the ring. Yeah, just make him look like nothing. Then 24, we get the Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix and his brother is Penta. If you don't know that, who is also in this match. He'll be in the match later. Rey Fenix into the match, and really quickly he's eliminated by Brock. So we're just never going to get that Rey and Penta combination. Cool. It's cool to see. Then we get to Obafemi fighting Logan Paul. He tries to eliminate Logan Paul, and from behind, Brock Lesnar lifts up Obafemi, eliminates him. We didn't get a really good brawl between both of them. They kind of suck. But then we have a little fun. We get into Uso, Mr. Yeet Man. Jey Uso walks down the entranceway. He's walking down to the entranceway, and during his entrance, Brock Lesnar gets eliminated by Cody Rhodes and LA Knight together. They both eliminate them together, and Jay ends up getting to the ring, super kicks the Miz, and then he starts fighting other people, and now everyone's fighting on his side, and he's alone in the ring. He goes. They run it back for a little second. They run it back for Jay a little bit. And then at 26, we get to put your ones up in the air because the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, pops out. He gets into the ring looking stoic as ever. But then when he gets in the ring, he has a standoff with Jey Uso, his cousin. And he goes, run it back. And Jay's like, He want to run it back. We gonna run it back. And then he punches him. He stops it. Hits his own cousin. Does not run it back with him. And then that leads to him fighting on The Miz. He gets him with the Superman punch. Throws him outside the ring. Then at 227, Jacob Fatu. And Jacob Fatu is walking down to the ring, and Cody Rhodes instantly looks at Fatu, instantly is ready to run the fade. They instantly go into a fight into each other. 28, we get Penta. Penta doesn't have any help because obviously his brother just got eliminated a couple times earlier than him. He gets to the ring, fights off with Logan Paul. We have a thing with LA Knight and Cody Rhodes are fighting, and Cody Rhodes eliminates LA Knight. So again, LA Knight is not getting pushed. Yippee! Then at 29, we get Randy Orton. Put your T-Rex arms in the air. Randy is out there now. Randy has a little standoff with the guys. He's fighting off people. He gets to the ring. Randy gets to the ring, instantly gets his classes on, fall away slams, DDTs to people. And then at number 30, if you didn't know, now you know. Chris Jericho is not in the match because 30 is Gunther. Gunther fought earlier against AJ Styles, and now he's fighting in this match now. He's in the ring. I guess Chris not coming. He's still on the roster page of AEW, and I guess bro ain't coming. So that sucks. But we get into now that is all the entrance in the match, and now we're gonna get into the eliminations. Vaughn, he got eliminated by Randy. They went for the top spot again where he goes for the cutter, but Randy versus that cutter into an RKO, picks him up, throws him outside the ring. Then we get Penta getting eliminated by Gunther. He just throws him out. And then we have a spot with Jacob Fatu fighting with Cody. He ends up throwing Cody over outside the ring. Cody's holding on to the ropes though. He's doing fine. He pulls himself up. And Drew McIntyre runs up out of nowhere, claymores Cody. Cody's eliminated outside the ring. And Fatu is distracted watching Drew. Roman from behind gets Fatu and throws him outside the ring. Now Fatu is eliminated. That leads to Jay and Roman now fighting. They have a good back and forth. Jay, he does land a really good spear on Roman, but it's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns eliminates Jay outside the ring. And now we have the final four. We have Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Gunther, and Logan Paul. And I'm getting tired of Logan Paul being this close to winning Royal Rumbles. It makes me think they're going to actually pull the trigger with Logan Paul, and that's a no. And so now they split off to have their fights. We get Logan Paul fighting Roman Reigns. Logan Paul tries to go for the clothesline from the apron. He misses badly. Roman hitting the Superman punch on him, eliminates him out the ring. Then we get Randy Orton and Gunther fighting back and forth. And Gunther throws Randy Orton outside the ring. And now we have the final two, Gunther and Roman Reigns. They're fighting back and forth. Gunther's landing multiple sleeper holds on Roman. So Gunther's landing the sleepers on Roman, but Roman, he fires up out of that. The match ends with Reigns hitting the final spear of the evening and then throws Gunther outside the ring. And now we have Roman Reigns winning his second Royal Rumble. I give this Royal Rumble a 4-star match. I thought it was very entertaining. At the end of the day, all I can think in my mind is, what is the direction for WrestleMania? Because even with those final two, if Gunther wins, is he fighting Drew? Is he fighting Punk again after he just lost to Punk? Like, are we really doing that at WrestleMania? Because I didn't even think they should have been fighting at SummerSlam in the first place. And then you have Roman winning, and it's like, he's not picking Drew. He doesn't really have big beef with Punk. It was really just the beef with Seth. So I don't know. We're just gonna have to find out and see what they're doing. Seth, you can really tell how much Seth's injury has really ruined a lot of things going on. But shout out to Roman Reigns getting his second win. In total, though, I enjoyed this Royal Rumble. This Royal Rumble gets a thumbs up. I was very enjoyed. It sucks to see the surprises that we wanted. I don't know what's Chris Jericho doing. Like, what's the whole point of being this gone from AEW and then not leaving AEW? I don't know about that. Where's AJ Lee? Why is CM Punk here? Like, you only have CM Punk here just to promote the game. He could have promoted the game at home. Where's Bianca? Bianca, are you okay? I want you to be okay. But where are you? You ain't saying nothing about wrestling. Guess we'll just have to find out and see, like Triple H says. Overall, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, and you enjoy WWE content like this, subscribe to the channel. I'm Twist. Make sure to look out for this Monday's Raw recap and review. I'm out.